I hereby call this meeting to order. Good morning. I'm the Special Magistrate for Code Enforcement for today's hearing. I want to begin by explaining how this process is going to work. We generally hear the building cases on the agenda first, and the city will call the cases in the order in which they appear on the agenda. If you appeared at today's hearing, your case will be called before those where no one else has appeared, but only if you sign in, so please make sure you sign in with the officer in the rear of the chamber. Once the case is called, I ask that you come down to the podium on my right-hand side, which is right over there. The city will put on its testimony and evidence first. You will have the opportunity to review this evidence and ask questions of any of the city's witnesses. You will also have the opportunity to testify and present me with your own evidence. Once I have all the testimony and evidence, I will make a ruling. I will also enter a written order either today at the hearing or in the next few days, which you'll receive a copy of. If you have any questions as we go through the process, please feel free to ask them. This is not meant to be a formal courtroom. The formal rules of evidence do not apply here. Now, although this is not a formal courtroom, all testimony is given under oath. So if you're going to testify or you think you might testify or there's a possibility that it might testify, I'm going to ask that you stand, raise your right hand, and I will swear you in. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be truthful and accurate under penalty of perjury under the laws of the state of Florida? Yes, sir. Please be seated so that you can call your first case.
First case, number 43612 Morton Avenue, CE 2305044. Number 43612 Morton Avenue.
Good morning. John Frosco, West Palm Beach Code. This property was cited for no rental license and certificate of use. Certified mail was sent on May 15th of 2023, and the property was posted on May 17th of 2023, and the system shows that the certified mail was received on May 17th and signed for. This was discovered through NAB, the Nuisance Abatement Board, and then it was forwarded to me in a meeting, so hence we cited the property for no rental license and certificate of use.
Thank you, Officer Frosco. A few questions. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in the file?
Yes, there is.
Does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes, it does.
Was City Hall posted with the notice of violation?
Pardon me?
Was City Hall posted with the notice of violation?
City Hall was posted and the property was posted.
And what is your testimony with respect to how you know that it's being rented a little bit more? Can you tell us about that?
We were in a meeting with the chief, and Officer McGathlin had mentioned that that went to the Nuisance Abatement Board and that it was a rental property. And so I looked it up and saw that there was no license for it, and I sent out the notice.
And have you otherwise verified or confirmed that it truly is being rented or otherwise receiving consideration for somebody living there?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And have you talked with anybody from the property?
I have. I spoke with the owner via phone. I sent the notice out to him also via email and an attachment. And
did the owner indicate that he objects that you think it's being rented or otherwise?
No. The discussion pretty much was that he has to understand and know what minimum housing is so he can supply it to his tenants. And he was referred to the city's website in Chapter 18. But I also had the conversation that he, should go through the properties and make sure that that they're sufficient and they meet the minimum housing standards, especially clean and sanitary. I do not want to go into a house that was selling drugs unless it was clean. So,
has a rental license application been submitted at this point?
Yes, he has.
Okay, very good. And so are we just waiting on the rental license to be issued once the rental inspection is completed?
Right. Once the inspections are complete, I did have a discussion with the owner about going through each of the properties, because two in the rear is 3 units altogether, single-family home and a duplex in the back, is to go through them and make sure that he meets the minimum housing standards. It's clean and sanitary, that the windows operate, that it's painted, and so forth.
Thank you. The photos that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violation in terms of posting?
Yes.
Okay, and what remedy are you seeking?
Well, I would like the owner actually to go over how much he knows and what he's done so far to bring it into compliance, and then we can talk about a fair date.
Okay, very good. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any and all other documents relied upon.
Sir, can you tell me your name, please?
Joe Perkins?
And you're the owner of the property, Mr. Perkins?
Yes.
Mr. Perkins, do you have any objections to the city putting their documents into evidence?
No, sir.
Without objection, I'll enter those documents in evidence, the city's Composite Exhibit 1. So tell me what's going on.
My wife and I tried to get into the rental business. This is our first venture, and we're making mistakes. But we're learning right now a lot, and actually am very appreciative of the city of West Palm Beach. It's been very supportive. I've met with Officer Magleton. I've been speaking with Mr. Frasca, and I understand the responsibility falls on me, but I didn't realize I needed to get a license. But now I'm very happy to be getting a license and doing everything. Our contracts aren't. I was told, Officer Meglathan said I need to put some strong language in the contract against drug usage. We need to do background checks. We were just doing a handshake and a friendly promise as far as I didn't do a background check. So obviously this is a catastrophe, and yeah, we're cleaning the place up. So we're excited to do it.
You do understand you need a certificate of use and a rental license to rent property in West Palm Beach?
I understand that now. I
Okay.
didn't realize that before.
How much time do you need to bring your property into compliance, sir?
I think about 60 days.
What's the city's position on that?
I have no objections. I asked Mr. Perkins to go through the units and write down a list of what needs to be done so he can come to a satisfactory date, because we want compliance. So if he believes that 60 days would be sufficient, the city has no objections.
What fine would the city be looking for non-compliance after 60 days?
$100 a day if non-complied.
Sir, I'm going to give you the 60 days, but a potential fine of $100 a day if you don't reach it. So it's important that you follow through.
Yes, sir.
All right. In case CE 230500144, make the following findings of fact and law. If I notice is sufficient, I find the property in violation of 2232A and 22441. Responded at 60 days to bring the property in compliance, or a fine of up to $100 per day may issue. Thank you for coming in, sir.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Mr. Perkins, is your order. Case number 2412 South Congress Avenue, CE 2305033, number 2412 South Congress.
Good morning, Raphael Forrester, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of West Palm Beach. This property was cited on 5/8/23. Service was accomplished, hence by certified mail and regular mail sent on 5/8/23. Certified mail was signed and returned on 6/5/23. In addition, both the property and City Hall were posted 6/5/23, and there is an affidavit of posting in the case. I have been in contact with the homeowner. It was cited for 94-446-2-B-3 hat racking. City's asking for a one-time fee of $250.
Thank you, officer. Just a couple of questions. The photographs that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violation that you've observed at the property?
Yes,
Well, we're looking at a photo of one tree, so it's just one tree that we're talking about. Is that accurate?
correct.
And just for the record, can you describe what you're seeing and what hat racking is?
As I was driving, I saw that most of the tree was cut at the top and the sides, and then I took a photo of how the tree was apparent compared to it
Okay.
before it hat racked.
Thank you. And when was your last inspection? Approximately. In other words, this picture that we're looking at now, is this a tree
That-
before or
No,
after?
that was before.
That was before.
This
Now
one
that's
is
what it
the
looks like.
the inspection, May
Okay.
5th.
Okay. And you're asking for the one time because you, is it your opinion that you don't believe that the tree can recover?
Correct.
Okay. And you're not asking for the tree to be removed, are you necessarily?
No, but I believe he applied for a permit to continue completing what he started.
Very good, thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any and all other documents relied upon.
Sir, can you tell me your name, please?
Terrence Richardson.
And you're the owner of the property, sir?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any objection to the city putting their documents in evidence, sir?
No, sir.
Without objection, I'll accept that evidence and enter your case file in this case. The city's composite exhibit 1. So tell me what happened to your tree.
Oh, well, the tree was a nuisance. You know, it was overgrown. The limbs hanging out in the street, hitting vehicles that come by. My leaves blowing all in my neighbor's yard. I'm raking 5 yards beside myself. I'm 64 years old, you know, and the tree, you know, just a nuisance to the neighborhood. So I decided to cut it down because I can't control it. It's overgrown. I grew the tree myself, though. I planted it and everything.
Yeah, you can't do that, though.
Okay, I didn't know. That's what he was.
I mean, I guess you could have gotten a permit for removing the tree, though I don't know if they would have given you one, but you could certainly have properly pruned the tree, but that's the definition of hat racking right there, sir.
Yeah, I know. That's what he told me. I didn't know. I'm not a landscaper. I tried to do the best I could to cut it back to get it taken down. That's why I got a permit for removal.
Is that even survivable?
No, it's down.
So basically, this is a tree that was removed without a permit, essentially. Is the stump still there, or you took that?
I'm grinding the stump out now.
So what's the city seeking? What, a one-time fine of $250? So the city's seeking a one-time fine of $250. Do you have any objection to that?
No problem.
All right, in case CE 230500033, I make the following finding of fact of law. I find notice is sufficient. I find the property in violation of 944462B3. I make specific findings such violation is irreparable in nature. I hereby assess a one-time fine of $250. Next time, check and see what you can do before you do that, sir. All right.
Yeah, we'll do.
Thank you for coming in.
All right.
You'll get the order in the mail with the instructions on how to pay.
Okay.
It'll come in the mail. Thank you. That's all we have for contested matters. Next case number 1835 Belvedere Road, CE 23050054.
Good morning, Officer Williams, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. The property at 835 Belvedere Road was originally cited in May 8th, 2022. Regular as well as certified mail was sent out May 16th, 2022. That was returned June 16th, 2023. I'm sorry, May 8th, 2023. It was cited. Regular and certified mail was sent out May 16th, 2023, and that was returned June 16th, 2023. The property as well as City Hall was posted on June 12th, 2023, and an affidavit of posting was prepared and placed in the case file. To date, I've had no contact with the owner. I have contacted with the project and property manager. They were originally cited for 18106B for excessive overgrowth on the property, 18106K landscape maintenance needed, 18106A for clean and sanitary conditions, 744D-3 for construction debris, 94316D1A for construction site maintenance, 94442C1 for landscape areas needing sod, 9471-C for outdoor storage that's present on the property. To date, all of the violations are still current. The project manager is working on getting these taken care of. The city requests that the order be bifurcated for 18106B, 18106K, and 18106A for the excessive overgrowth, landscape maintenance, and clean and sanitary conditions. The city requests 10 days to bring that into compliance. If compliance is not achieved, the city requests an abatement Due to the construction fencing that they have up, should the contractor not be able to get into the property, the city requests a $100 a day fine run thereafter. For the rest of the violations, the construction debris, construction site maintenance, landscape areas, as well as the outdoor storage, the city requests 90 days to bring those code sections into compliance, or $150 a day fine thereafter.
Thank you very much. Just a couple of questions. The photographs that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations that you've observed?
Yes, ma'am.
Just for the record, is this a vacant lot?
It is a vacant lot. They're planning to build a structure on there. The reason we asked for the 90 days was because there's a bunch of permits that they need to apply for to get the job started there.
Okay. And also, just for the record, can you tell us for each one of these alleged violations what it is that you observed
Sure.
about excessive growth, landscape, clean and sanitary, et cetera?
Sure. Looking at the pictures you see there, all of the overgrowth of the grasses along the fence line and on the property itself, it's way overgrown. Landscape maintenance needs to be maintained on the property. Throughout the property, there's different trash and debris, soda bottles and different plastic, like plastic bags or something that was ripped up and left on the property. Different construction debris we see there that was brought to the site and basically just being stored there, as well as different outdoor storage, different items, different sandbags and things that have been left on the property. Speaking with the project manager, Dan, I believe his name is, he acknowledges everything and he's working diligently to get everything taken care of.
Okay. Are you seeing any progress, though, with even something simple like the trash and debris or anything
No,
like that?
ma'am. No,
Okay.
they've done no work whatsoever.
Okay, you're asking for an abatement. Do you believe that the multiple conditions that you've described at this property are an attractive nuisance for pests or creatures, critters, and other kind of nefarious activity that could bring disease or other issues to the property?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you believe that those types of conditions rise to the level of a health, safety, and welfare violation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you believe that 10 days for the 3 alleged violations that you're asking for, do you believe that 10 days is a reasonable amount of time to clean up those alleged violations?
Yes, ma'am. He has a landscaper that he's working with, just trying to get the scheduling worked out to get him out there.
Okay, and for the 90 days for the other alleged violations, given that you said they're going to be building, they have to get permits, do you believe that the 90 days is a reasonable amount of time for those alleged violations?
Yes, ma'am.
And just to make the record clear, you're asking for an abatement, but if the property is secured and the vendor can't get in, you're saying, okay, then the vendor doesn't have to go in, and you would ask for $100 a day. Is that
Yes, ma'am.
accurate? Okay, thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any and all other documents relied upon.
Without objection, those documents are admitted into evidence, the city's composite exhibit 1. So let me understand on the abatement issue. So you would like me to authorize the city to go in after 10 days to correct 1806B, 1806K, and 1806A. But if they secure the property, you don't want to go in.
Well, I don't know if that fencing is, I don't know if it has a lock on it. I believe it might have just zip ties. So I don't know if they'll be able to get in or not. In the event that they can't get in, then we'll do the,
So if the city
They will
cannot
go.
abate, you want to fine them $100 per day?
yes, sir.
All right, in case CE 230500054, make the following findings of fact and live notice is sufficient to find the property in violation of all of the listed code sections, and specifically as to 18106B, there are grass and weeds in excess of 6 inches. In 18106K, the landscaping is not being maintained in accordance with the city codes, and in 18106A, there's trash and debris scattered throughout the property. I make further finding that these violations constitute a threat to the health, safety, and welfare of the city of West Palm Beach by providing habitat for critters and animals as a attractive nuisance to potentially residents. I hereby authorize the city to enter the property after 10 days. I hereby order the respondent to bring the property in compliance. If it's not in compliance after 10 days, Hereby authorize the city to enter the property and abate any and all of these violations, hereby charge the cost of said abatement against the property and property owner. In the event the city does not abate, I hereby assess a fine after 10 days in the amount of $100 per day until the property comes into compliance. I find the property in violation of 74-4D3, which is construction debris on the property, 9431-3161A, which is the maintenance of the construction. There's a fence, there's no permit on the fence, there's overgrowth, trash and debris need to be removed, 94-442C1. The landscaping needs to be corrected and dead spots need to be fixed, and 94-71C, there's outside storage. Give the respondent 90 days to bring those into compliance, or a fine of up to $150 per day may issue.
Thank you, sir.
Number 2 is complied, 3703 North Flagler Drive, CE 23050262. Number 3, 3216 Lake Avenue, CE 23040001.
John Frosco, West Palm Beach Code's property was cited for no rental license, certificate of use, outside storage, and landscape maintenance. All violations still exist on the property. The property was noticed on, and certified mail was sent April 4th of 2023. And the property was posted on April 3rd of 2023, and City Hall was posted. I've had conversation with the owner of the property. How I discovered that it was rented was I actually knocked on the door and talked to the tenant. I try to encourage the owner of the property to bring it into compliance. He has done some work, some cleaning up. There's a lot of debris that's gone, but the landscape is still in very poor condition. The outside storage still exists, and the rental license, we haven't done the inspection yet.
Thank you very much. Just a couple of questions. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
There is.
Does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
It does.
Photographs that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations you've observed at the property?
They are.
Did I notice that there's a photo that does have a for rent sign affixed to the fence?
Right, that's just recent.
Okay. And when you knocked on the door and spoke with the person, they either identified
They were
themselves
actually
as a
out
tenant?
front, and they were actually out front, and I
Okay.
just went and talked to them.
And did they identify themselves or confirm that they were a tenant?
Well, actually, there was a person, they didn't speak English, and the person who was there actually made the communication.
Okay, when you spoke with the owner, has he submitted a rental application?
He has.
Okay, very good. And in terms of the trash and debris on the property and the landscaping and outdoor storage, could you just describe for the record what it is that you've observed?
Well, as you can see, there's uncontained trash throughout the front. Are those the most recent pictures? Okay. You can see it.
And
There, you see the outside storage. There's bicycles and mops and buckets on the side of the house there.
okay. And what is it about the landscaping?
It's bring a close-up so you can see it. Another picture. Another picture. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
So there's areas of bare,
Keep going. Right there. And then
bare
there's
land.
another one after that. There.
Okay,
That's the worst part of it.
okay. Very good. And what remedy are you seeking?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
What remedy are you seeking?
Well, I'm going to ask for 60 days or $100 a day. And the reason is I want to make sure because there's a for rent sign out, he's probably vacating the tenants for whatever reason. And that way he can go through the property and make sure that he keeps it and it meets it clean and sanitary and everything is repaired.
Okay. And you believe that 60 days is a reasonable amount of time within which to bring these alleged violations into compliance?
I do.
Thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, rental application, and any and all other documents relied upon.
Without objection, I'll accept those documents and evidence. The city's composite Exhibit 1. So you want to give them 60 days or $100 a day. Are any of these sections in compliance, or they're all still?
They're all still in violation, sir. They're better than they were, but they're not where they should be when they were originally cited.
And you said there is a tenant living at the property?
I don't know if they're gone yet or not, but it appears that there's items that belong to them still there, so.
Okay. All right, in case CE 230400001, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I find the property in violation of 18106A. There is trash and debris on the property. 22232A. They need a certificate of use for their rental business. 22441. They need a rental license for their rental business. 944462. The landscaping needs to be covered with grass rather than just dirt and sand in open spaces. And 9471C. There is outdoor storage. Responded to 60 days to bring the property in compliance or fine of up to $100 per day may issue.
Thank you.
Next case number 5, 1500 North Congress Avenue, A14, CE 230400198.
Good morning, Officer Levine, City of West Palm Beach Code. This property was cited for failure to renew its rental license and certificate of use. Certified mail was returned. Both the property and City Hall was posted on 6/9/2023. I've had no contact with the property owner. There's a past due balance of $68.24. I spoke with the property manager for this particular property, and she did verify that this unit is still occupied. So the city is requesting 10 days to come into compliance or $100 a day thereafter.
Thank you. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes, ma'am.
Does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes, ma'am.
Is this a photograph of posting of the notice of violation in this case for this address?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you believe that 10 days is a reasonable amount of time within which to pay the overdue balance of $68 and some odd
Absolutely.
cents? Okay.
Absolutely.
And that's all they would have to do to bring this up to date
Yes, ma'am.
and comply these? Okay, very good. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photograph, and any and all other documents relied upon.
Without objection, I'll enter those documents and evidence the city's composite Exhibit 1. So it's currently occupied by a renter,
Yes, sir.
and all they really have to do is pay the fee that they didn't pay?
Yes, sir.
All right, in case CE 230400198, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient from the property in violation 22441 and 2232A. Rental license required and certificate of use. Respondent has 10 days to bring the property into compliance or a fine of up to $100 per day may issue.
Number 637 Executive Center Drive, N202, CE 230400213.
This property too was cited for failure to renew its rental license and certificate of use. Certified mail was returned. Both the property and City Hall was posted on 6/9/2023. I spoke with the property owner's daughter and also sent her the link to make the payment via email and the business tax ID. However, there's still the balance is still $68.24. So city is requesting 10 days to come into compliance or $100 a day thereafter.
Thank you. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes, ma'am.
And does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes, ma'am.
Photograph that we've been reviewing, does that truthfully and accurately depict the posting of this notice of violation in this case for this address at the proper address?
Yes, ma'am.
And I believe I missed it when you said it. How did you confirm that they're still renting or there's still a tenant in there?
Spoke with the owner's daughter.
And is 10 days, do you believe that that's a reasonable amount of time within which to?
Yes, ma'am. I sent her a link with the business address, business tax ID to make the payment online.
Okay, thank you. And, okay. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any and all other documents relied upon.
Without objection, I'll accept those documents and evidence, the city's composite exhibit 1. So this is basically the same thing. They haven't paid the fee,
Yes, sir.
and they're still renting the property.
Yes, sir.
All right, in case CE 230400213, I make the following findings of fact and law. Find notice is sufficient to find the property in violation of 2232A and 22441, specifically certificate of use and rental license required. Respondent has 10 days to come into compliance, or fine of $100 per day may issue.
Thank you.
Number 7 is complied, 419 28th Street, CE 230400051. Number 8 is complied, 425 30th Street, CE 230500250. Number 9, 4000 Garden Avenue, CE 230500212.
Good morning. Richard Prasmino, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. This property was cited on May 18th. Certified mail was sent out May 22nd. It was received and signed for May 26th. In addition, the property and City Hall were both posted on May 22nd. Affidavit of posting was completed and turned in. It's in the attachments. It also indicates that notice of violation, notice of hearing was sent via first-class mail. This property was cited for trash and debris on the property, excessive growth, junk in an abandoned vehicle, and trash can being stored in public view. I met with the owners who came to the city, and I spoke to the tenant at the property. The owners are working on evicting the tenant who has caused the issues at the property. I haven't heard any updates since I met with them, and it looks like they had only cut the overgrowth the one time after I met them. The tenant was very adamant about not moving the vehicle from the property. As of this morning, the vehicle was moved, but it's on the street right there, right in front of the house. The grass is overgrown again, and the trash is back in the front yard. The city's asking for finding of fact for the inoperative vehicle, 34102A, and the city's asking for 10 days to comply, 18106A, 18106B, 7434A1H, or a fine of $75 a day.
Thank you very much. Just a couple of questions. The photographs that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations that you've observed at the property?
Yes, they do.
So you indicated that there's trash and debris around the property, which I think we saw in the photographs. What is your testimony regarding the excessive growth in the trash can?
Yeah, the excessive growth is the lawn, and then along the side of, I guess it's southern, right there, the weeds, the vegetation, and the trash can is just being stored at the side of the driveway right there on the front.
Okay, and it's being stored on days that are not the pickup or the allowed time,
Yeah,
right
so-
before and after pickup?
Yeah, so their pickup is Tuesday and Friday, and this morning it was out there.
Okay, and you're asking for a finding of fact on the junk or abandoned vehicle. What made it junk or abandoned in the first place?
It's unregistered.
Okay.
Yeah.
And because of, you're asking a finding of fact, what was the date in the notice of hearing that they had to comply by that?
I believe it was 6/9, and I spoke to the tenant a couple days before that, and his intention was to just back it in, so I wouldn't have access to see it. I explained to him that wouldn't fix the issue, and his solution was to move it to the street.
Okay, so it was, you said 6/10?
6/9, I believe, June 9th, I want to say.
Okay,
I looked it up this morning.
okay. Do you believe that 10 days is a reasonable amount of time
Yes.
within which to bring these alleged violations into compliance?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any and all other documents relied upon.
6/9.
Without objection, I'll accept those documents and evidence, the city's composite exhibit 1. Sounds like the tenant doesn't want to do any of this stuff, huh?
No. Yeah, he complained, and he said that he's just going to send me a list of all the problems in the area instead of fixing the problems that he has. Yeah.
The pick on somebody else defense.
Yeah. Classic.
Yeah, it still hasn't worked. All right, in case CE 230502212, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient to find the property in violation of 34102A, junk or abandoned vehicle. Since they have moved the vehicle, I'm just going to make a finding of fact that it was in violation and didn't come into compliance in the required compliance date. I also find the property in violation of 18106A. There is trash and debris on the property. 18106B, there is grass and weeds in excess of 6 inches on the property. And in 7434A1H, trash can is being stored in public view. I give the respondent 10 days to bring those 3 sections into compliance, or fine of up to $75 per day may issue.
Case number 10191 Alpine Road, CE 230502220.
Richard Pasmino, West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. This property was cited on May 18th. Certified mail was sent out May 22nd. In addition, the property and City Hall were both posted on May 22nd. Affidavit of posting is in the attachments, and it was also sent via first-class mail. This property was cited for trash and debris on the property, excessive growth, landscape maintenance, failure to comply to violations, and trees, hedges obstructing the right-of-way. This is a vacant lot that was called in through the mayor's hotline. It's, as of this morning, as of lately, the permits have been pulled to start work at the property, so it's a construction site now, but it is still being unmaintained. And as of this morning, all the violations do still exist. I've had no contact. I do see construction crews on site. Like I said, the hedges are a big concern with the neighbors. They're blocking off most of the sidewalk. Some of the neighbors saying they have to walk in the street because the sidewalk has no access. Yeah, they cut the grass once, but I think that was to start their construction work. The city's asking for 10 days to comply the violations, or we are asking for an order to abate the violations at the property, since they do constitute for a hazardous situation with the neighbors having to walk into the street. And as you see in the photos, the hedges are in the street. They're just piled all the debris into like one corner on the property, all the trash, and the vegetation is still overgrown to this day.
Thank you very much. The photographs that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations you've observed at the property?
Yes, they do.
In regards to the abatement, you mentioned that the overgrowth and everything into the sidewalk presents a safety issue. Do you also believe that the condition of the overgrowth and the trash and the debris also presents an attractive nuisance to either pests or even attractive to kids or other people in the neighborhood who could be injured, and thus do you believe that rises to the level of a health, safety, and welfare violation as well?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. And do you believe that 10 days is a reasonable amount of time within which to bring this into compliance to avoid abatement?
Yes, I do. Like I said, there's people on site working.
Okay.
All they need to do is maintain their site.
Thank you very much. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any and all other documents relied upon.
Without objection, I'll accept those documents and evidence. The city's composite exhibit 1. So you've had no contact with the owner on this property?
No. Manager Mark Joyce emailed the contractor as well and copied me in it, and we haven't heard anything back. Only thing I'm hearing is from the original complainant. Just with
Presumably, when they
updates.
begin construction, they're going to correct the trash and debris and the, well, not necessarily the hedges, I guess, huh?
Yeah, not anytime soon either.
Yeah, right. Okay, in case CE 230502220, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient to find the property in violation of 18106A. There is trash and debris on the property. 18106B, there are grass and weeds in excess of 6 inches in height. 18106K, the landscaping is not being maintained. 18215, failure to comply in 744C4. The trees and hedges are moving into the sidewalk and obstructing the right-of-way. I make further findings, said violations constitute a threat to the health, safety, and welfare of the city of West Palm Beach by creating a dangerous situation for people trying to walk past the property and also creating a nuisance on the property, including habitat for vermin and attractive nuisance to kids and neighbors. I hereby order the respondent to come into compliance within 10 days, or I authorize the city to enter the property and abate each of these violations, and I hereby assess the cost of said abatement against the property and property owner.
Thank you, sir.
Number 11, 1022 LA Kirksey Street, CE 23050309.
Good morning, Officer Underwood, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. Property 1022 LA Kirksey Street was officially cited on May 24th, 2023. Certified mail was sent out on May 25th. City Hall and the property were posted May 26th, and certified mail was signed and returned May 27th. The property was cited for farm animals, fowl, chickens, clean and sanitary conditions, excessive growth, clean to the center of the right-of-way, obstruction of the right-of-way, the sidewalk, fence wall maintenance, and outdoor storage. I have been in contact with the tenant as of yesterday. He has removed the chickens and started doing cleanup on the alleyways in the back and some of the hedges. He's going to need an additional 20 days to comply the property. The city's in agreement with that, so we're going to give him an additional 20 days or $100 a day thereafter.
Did you say 100?
100, correct.
Okay. So the chickens are complied?
The chickens are complied.
What else is complied? I'm sorry.
That's pretty much it.
Oh, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Okay, but he's made progress.
He's still got overgrowth, trash debris, outside storage.
Okay. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes, there is.
And, oh, I wonder where the chickens went. I'm sorry. The affidavit, does it reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
It does.
The photographs that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations you've observed at the property?
Yes, they do.
Are you seeking a finding of fact about the chickens?
He says it's a one-time thing. He doesn't plan on having them come back, so no, I'm not.
Okay. And for the record, could you please just describe for the remaining alleged violations what you observed at the property?
If you zoom in on that picture specifically, you can see the mop heads leaning up against the front window. There's a grill. There's all kinds of outside storage in the front. There's a bucket. Sorry. There's overgrowth. Right, yep, all that stuff. So there's pallets laying out the yard. Just needs to be tidied up. Trash and debris,
Okay.
outside storage.
What is it about is it the chain link fence, or is there some other fence? I
Certain
saw
parts
in
of the
back?
fence are, like in the picture that we just passed, the gate is kind of falling apart. It's not very secure. And in other sections, it's pieced together with chicken wire, whatever that is right there, and it's not very sturdy. And he does have 2 dogs.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And we saw a whole bunch of vehicles. Is that included here as part of the outside storage or not? No.
Not really, because it's technically in the backyard, and I talked to him yesterday, and he's moving, that he keeps his vehicles obviously in the backyard, but he's gonna be moving a bunch of them out of there, so he says 20 days should be sufficient.
Okay. And do you believe that 20 days is a reasonable amount of time within which to bring these alleged violations into compliance?
Yes, I do.
Thank you very much. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any and all other documents relied upon.
Without objection, I'll accept those documents as evidence. The city's composite exhibit 1. So everything other than the farm animals is still at issue here?
Yes, sir.
Nice video of the chickens, by the way. Guess you don't see that every day, huh?
There's quite a few of them in my zone. There's quite a few.
I'm going to give them 30 days just to be consistent with previous orders. Case CE 230500309. Make the following findings of fact and law. Find notice is sufficient enough on the property in violation of 18106A. There is trash and debris on the property. 18106B. There are grass and weeds in excess of 6 inches. 744C5. That the right-of-way needs to be maintained. 78-1. That there is obstruction of the sidewalk. 94302A4. The fence is in dire need of repair here. And it's 9471C. There's outdoor storage. Give the respondent 30 days to come to compliance or fine up to $100 per day may issue.
Number 12, 1006 LA Kirksey Street, CE 2305038.
Good morning, Officer Underwood, City West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. Property 1006 LA Kirksey Street was initially cited May 30th. Certified mail was sent out May 30th. Both City Hall and the property were posted on May 31st, and certified mail was signed, returned June 1st. This property was cited for excessive growth, trash can in view of public, clean and sanitary conditions, clean to the center of the right-of-way, and outdoor storage. I have not been in contact with anybody from the property. I haven't seen any progress as far as cleaning up the property. The notice that was on the front door has been removed, so somebody must be going in and out, but I have not been in contact with anybody. City's requesting an additional 30 days or $100 per day thereafter to come in compliance.
Thank you very much. Is there an executed affidavit posted in your file?
Yes, there is.
Does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes.
And the photographs that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations that you've observed?
Yes, they do.
For the record, can you just tell us a little bit more about what you observed at the property?
The grass, weeds, and bushes are severely overgrown. That's the alleyway, if you go back to that picture back there. So the alleyways hasn't been maintained in, looks like years. Trash, debris, overgrowth. Yep, right there, and then keep going.
It takes a while to get that bad, huh?
Yeah, it does, yeah. The side, obviously the grass, the trash and debris, all the stuff there. Same as that picture there. The grass is super long. Weeds, whatever you want to call them. Trash cans in view of public, and they got 2 of them. I don't know if they're paying for extras, but they don't seem to move.
And the trash cans are in view during days that are not immediately.
That are not, yeah, correct.
The times of days immediately before and after
Yep,
pickup.
that's correct.
Okay. And do you believe that 30 days is a reasonable amount of time within which to bring these alleged violations into compliance?
Yes, I do.
Thank you very much. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any and all other documents relied upon.
Without objection, I'll accept those documents and evidence as City's Composite Exhibit 1. Looks like we have the trifecta of bad maintenance, huh? Grass, trash, and outdoor storage. No evidence that they're trying to clean this up?
Nothing.
All right, in case CE 2305038, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I find the property in violation of 18106B. There are grass and weeds in excess of 6 inches. 7434A1H. There is a trash can in public view. 18106A. There is trash and debris throughout the property. 744C5. That the right-of-way needs to be maintained and cleaned. And 9471C. That there is outdoor storage that needs to be removed. Respondent has 30 days to come into compliance or fine of $100 per day may issue.
Number
You can actually see there are no trespassing sign because it's overgrown. They're trespassing.
Number 13, 1012 LA Kirksey Street, CE 230503994.
Good morning, Officer Underwood, City West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. Property 1012 LA Kirksey was initially cited on May 31st, 2023. Certified mail was sent on June 1st, 2023. Both City Hall and property were posted on June 1st, and certified mail was signed and returned June 5th. Property was cited for clean and sanitary conditions, excessive growth, clean to the center of the right-of-way, landscape areas must be sod, and outdoor storage, residential. I have not been in contact with this property owner, and the city's requesting 30 additional days for the property to come into compliance, or $100 a day thereafter.
Thank you very much. just for the record, the photographs that we're reviewing, even though it looks like the last house, it's not, correct? This is a
It's
different.
the house next door.
Okay, very
It's-
good.
It's right next door. So some of the pictures overlap a little bit, but as
Okay.
far as the alleyway, so the yellow house was the house prior, the gray house is the,
Okay, thank you. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
yes,
Does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
yes, I do.
The photographs that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations that you've observed?
Yes.
And can you just tell us, for the record, a little bit more about what you observed?
Severe overgrowth, lots of trash and debris. The alleyway is severe, in the back is severely overgrown. There's missing sod in the front yard. As you can see, it's all sand. What else was it? An outdoor storage.
Okay, and I apologize, you may have said it, but I missed it. What remedy are you seeking?
An additional 30 days or $100 a day thereafter.
Do you believe that 30 days is a reasonable amount of time within which to bring these alleged violations into compliance?
Yes, I do.
Thank you very much. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any and all other documents relied upon.
Without objection, I'll accept those documents and evidence. The city's composite exhibit 1. You were looking for 30 days or $100?
Correct.
It does look a lot like the other property.
The alleyway was the pictures, it's so hard to traverse back there that some of the pictures for the alleyway start at the beginning of it and go all the way to the next one. So as that gray house right there is the house. So that's the back alleyway of that gray house right there.
Looks like this is owned by the bank. Is that you've had no contact from the bank? Sometimes they have
Nope,
companies they hire to maintain properties. Nothing, huh?
nothing.
All right, in case CE 2305039 I make the following findings of fact on law. I find notice is sufficient from the property in violation of 18106A. There is trash and debris on the property. 18106B, the grass and weeds are in excess of 6 inches in height. 744C5, that we need to clean the right-of-way up. They need to clean the right-of-way up. 94442C1, there needs to be sodded areas on the front yard. And 9471C, there is outdoor storage. Respondent has 30 days to bring the property to compliance or fine of $100 per name issue.
Thank you.
Number 14, 822 33rd Street, CE 230102215.
Good morning, J. Francis, West Palm Beach Code Compliance. This property was cited on 1/24/23, certified and regular mail sent on 1/25/23. Certified mail was returned on 1/30/23. Both the property and City Hall were posted on 6/7/23. I have been in contact with the owner and a representative of the property as well. The property was cited for excessive growth, cleaning, sanitary, landscape maintenance, sod, grass, or approved plant material, Swalen Parkway, which needed sodding, dead vegetation, trash and debris, fence repair, tree removal without permit, exterior wall in disrepair, paint exterior structure, broken windows, exterior door repair, obstructing the right of way, unsanitary pool, prohibited tree, and securing house, and acquiring a boarding permit. As of this morning, the property has come into compliance with the Swalen Parkway. It has been sodded. They have added sodding grass to the front of the structure as well. Trash and debris and obstructing the right of way as long as fence repair. All other violations are still pending. Therefore, the city is requesting an additional 120 days for the property to come into compliance. If they do not come into compliance, then the city is asking for $100 a day until compliance is achieved.
Thank you very much. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes, ma'am.
And do the photographs that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations that you've observed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. If I heard you correctly, you said that the alleged violations that have come into compliance are the swale and parkway.
Yes.
It has been sodded.
Yes.
The trash and debris.
Yes.
Right of way.
Yes.
And fence repair.
Yes.
Can we go through and find the section numbers that are consistent with those? that have complied, just so that we can kind of keep this?
Swellen Parkway is 78-94C.
Yep,
The obstruction of right-of-way is 78-1.
okay,
The fence repair is 94-302-A-4.
okay.
And I think that's it.
Okay, so let's go through, if we can, each one, and so we can put in the record your testimony about what it is that you've observed. And do you have your notice right in front of you? Can we go down right in order here? So for 18106K landscape maintenance, what is it that you've observed that you believe leads to an alleged violation?
Well, there are bare areas in the front of the yard that needs to be sodded. There was patches in the swale that needs to be sodded as well. There was a lot of overgrowth that was leaning onto the side, on the, I'd say, west side of the property.
Okay.
And then a lot of overgrowth on the inside, which you can see from the broken fence.
Okay, so this is much more, even though they sodded and that's, the sodding
Yeah.
is brought into compliance, that doesn't comply 18106K,
No,
in
ma'am.
your opinion? Okay. And what about securing of the vacant property?
In the building, the structure itself, there's a hole right by the front, 2 holes right by the front door, which the other day I seen kids playing and reaching into there.
So we see like some jalousied windows there that are kind of broken. You're talking about something different?
Yes, at the front of the structure.
Okay.
So with the fence up, they can't get into the property anymore. The windows at the back, but there's actual holes in the front part of the structure.
Okay. And with respect to the pool and spa, 18106N, what is it that you observed?
It was just an
that
empty
was
pool.
That was the
Yeah.
openings.
It was.
That's the
Yeah,
pool.
It's a real hazard, and if people get into that backyard.
So
Which-
are you seeking that the pool water has to be cleaned up and some type of a fencing structure or
Well-
barricade?
Well,
or just?
they've fenced it. The property owner has asked what needs to be done to remove the pool. So I guess his plan is to remove it. So I told him he has to acquire permits and stuff like that.
Okay, all right. And the boarding certificate?
He actually applied for the boarding permit as well?
Okay, have they been issued?
No.
Okay, so that's still outstanding?
Yes.
And the boarding is for those open
Windows
areas
and-
that you saw and the broken window?
Yes.
Is there more than one broken window, or?
I think there's 2 broken windows.
Okay. And how about the trees and hedges obstructing the right-of-way? Was that taken care of?
Yes, it
with
was
the-
trimmed back.
Okay, so 74-4C4 is no longer outstanding?
Yes. I'm sorry.
Wait, what?
No. So that's 78-1. Obstructing right of way.
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, so 74-4C4 is still outstanding.
74-4. Yes, I did.
Okay. What about 74-4C5, clean up to the center of the right-of-way? Because you talked about the right-of-way before. So is 74-4C4 still, 74-4C5,
C5?
is that still outstanding?
Yes, it is
Okay.
on that side.
What more are you seeing that leads you to believe this is still outstanding?
Well, he in the front part of the structure, there's still like bamboos that's extending over into the street. Towards the rear of the building, there's still a bit of overgrowth as well.
Okay. And we still have 94-442C1, landscaped areas must be grass.
Yes.
That's still outstanding? Is there anything more that you're seeing that you haven't already testified about in respect to that?
No.
Okay, so you're still seeing all these bare areas that need appropriate ground cover, right?
There's a few still.
All right. In respect to prohibited trees, you saw,
They have a Queen's umbrella in the back.
so that's one tree, you're seeing one tree or more than one tree?
This is the dead vegetation, yes.
Okay, and is that the tree that we're looking at?
No, it should be towards the back. There you go.
That's the tree?
Yes, that's the Queen's umbrella.
What do they have to do to
Just
bring that-
remove the tree.
Just remove it? Do they need a permit to remove it or anything?
You can get a permit, yes.
Okay. Do you have any further testimony about the external doors and windows?
No, ma'am?
Okay, so it's just that we're seeing broken windows?
Yes,
And things of that nature?
yes.
Okay. Repairing of the roof walls and foundation, what is your testimony?
That's just the exterior walls right there with the holes in them.
Okay. So those are like, kind of the stucco's been broken
Yeah,
off?
it's
Okay, are
actual
you
hole.
seeing that in more than one place? We're seeing like an opening there?
just in this front section right here.
Okay,
When I went this morning, the one towards in the corner, it's actually worse.
okay. And in terms of clean and sanitary, is it your testimony that there's trash and debris throughout the property?
Yes.
Okay, trash and debris that's not the landscaping stuff?
No, just trash in the swale, trash by around the house.
Okay, and excessive growth, you're still seeing excessive growth in terms of stuff that's in excess of 6 inches in height?
Yes.
Are you seeing that throughout the property or
Yes,
just
as well as the
isolated parts?
backyard as well.
Okay, tell us about the paint.
Yeah, at the front,
the
under,
record.
under the large window, the paint is completely stripped. There's a green substance that's developing right there. So he'll probably have to pressure wash that area first before painting it.
Okay. And the litter, trash, and debris for 18106I, is that anything different than the clean and sanitary?
No.
Okay, so that's the same?
Yes.
And that's still outstanding, and I
Yes.
think that's it. So you're asking for,
Both the property rep and the property owner, while speaking to them, asked if they could get 120 days. They do have to pull quite a few permits, so I think it's enough time for them to get everything in order to comply.
okay, so you think that's a reasonable amount of time?
Yes.
All right, thank you so much. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any and all other documents relied upon.
Without objection, I'll accept those documents as evidence, the city's composite exhibit 1. So 120 days or $100 per day?
Yes, sir.
Seems like you covered most of the code book here, huh?
I tried my best.
In case CE 230102115, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. Find the property in violation of the listed code sections with the exception of 78.1, 78.94C, and 94.302A4. I adopt by reference the testimony of the code officer as to the nature of these violations. I hereby assess a fine. I hereby order the respondent to come into compliance within 120 days or a fine of up to $100 per day may issue.
Number 15, 1119 35th Street, CE 230300488.
J. Francis, West Palm Beach Code Compliance. This property was cited on 3/29/23. Certified mail and regular mail was sent on 4/3/23. Certified mail was received on 4/5/23. Both the property and City Hall were posted on 6/7/23. Affidavit of posting was completed and attached to the file. I have been in contact with this property owner as well. This property was cited for garbage can placement, repair rotten wood, repair and make door weather tight, excessive overgrowth, clean and sanitary, and a prohibited tree. As of this morning, the property has come into compliance with the garbage can placement and excessive growth. All other violations are pending. The city is requesting an additional 60 days for the property to come into compliance. If they do not come into compliance, then the city is requesting $50 a day until compliance is achieved.
Thank you very much. The photographs that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations that you've observed at the property?
Yes.
For those remaining violations, alleged violations, can you please tell us for the record what it is that you've observed?
There's still a bit of substance above the patio, which probably just need to be pressure washed, as well as the green substance on the door and to the left of the door as well. The prohibited tree is still right in the front of the yard. The property owner said he has done all necessary. things needed to get the tree removal permit. So he's actually working on it. The rear door to the left of the sliding glass door is, as you can see, there's a space there on the end, and it's rotting away right above the space. That's pretty
Okay,
much
in terms of, so for the repair of the roof, walls, and foundation, that's that,
That's that
like the door jamb
that
right
storage
there?
door, yes.
And sorry,
Yeah, it's the storage door at the back.
the storage door in the back,
Yes.
okay. And then the next one, external doors and windows,
That's for that one too. He need to make it weathertight.
okay. And, you talked about, clean and sanitary. So you're seeing other things that are hanging around and out in the yard and stuff?
Yeah, a bit of junk, but most of that has been squared away this morning. But the green substance buildup still kind of make the property look a little dirty.
All right. And prohibited trees, are you seeing one tree or more than one tree?
There's two queens umbrella on the property. One is much larger than the other, but the property owner assured me that he'll get it taken care of.
Okay. And I don't know my trees very well, so you've listed a Schilfera actinophila.
That's the queen's umbrella.
Oh, that's the same thing?
Yes,
Okay, very good.
that's just scientific name for it.
Okay. I don't know my trees.
I'm learning as well. You're not the only one.
Do you believe that 60 days is a reasonable amount of time within which to bring these alleged violations into compliance?
Yes, as the property owner has already been making strides to take care of anything.
Thank you very much. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any and all other documents relied upon.
Without objection, I'll accept those documents as evidence as city's composite exhibit 1. You're looking for 60 days or $100 per day?
Yes.
Yeah. You become an expert on this Queensland umbrella tree, huh?
I've seen them a lot now. So
I presume this is a bad tree?
it's an invasive species. It's not from here. I guess back in the day, people used to like the shape of the leaves, so they try to use it to beautify their property.
Well, the fun part about our job is we don't really make that determination. The city does, and the city has decided it is. So whether it is or isn't really our issue. Okay, so in case CE 2303048, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. Find the property in violation of the listed code sections. I hereby adopt by reference the testimony of Officer Francis as to the nature of those violations. I hereby order the respondent to bring those property into compliance within 60 days or a fine of up to $100 per day may issue.
Thank you.
Number 16 is complied, 3905 Windsor Avenue, CE 230504113. Number 17, 515 South Congress Avenue, CE 230500003.
Raphael?
Good morning, Raphael Forrester, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of West Palm Beach. This property was cited on 5/1/23. Service was accomplished by certified mail and regular mail sent on 6/6/23. Certified mail was returned on 6/13. In addition, both property and City Hall were posted on 6/6/23. There's an affidavit of posting in the case, and I have not been in contact with the owner of the property. This property was cited for 78-6, no address characters. And as of this morning, the property has not come into compliance. Therefore, the city is asking for an additional 15 days for them to come into compliance. If they do not come in compliance, then the city is asking for $100 a day until compliance is achieved.
I'm sorry, I missed the amount.
100?
100. Couple of questions. The photographs that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violation that you've observed at the property?
Yes.
And I know you said you didn't have contact with the owner, but once you posted, did you see that upon further inspection or re-inspection that the posting had been removed by
It has,
anybody?
off the fence,
Okay.
because you can't get on the property, so I had posted it on the actual gate to
Okay.
the entrance.
Okay, there it is. And
There for several days, and then it was gone.
okay, so basically you're not seeing any characters at all in the front of the house?
Correct.
Okay. And do you believe that 15 days is a reasonable amount of time within which to buy some characters at Home Depot or somewhere else?
Yes.
And put them up there?
Yep.
Okay. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any and all other documents relied upon.
Without objection, I'll set those documents to evidence. The city's composite exhibit 1. This is a little odd to me. I've been doing this a long time. Typically, property that appears to be relatively well maintained without numbers and no response to a notice.
No response at all. And it's been, what,
Odd.
several months. I think I cited it on the 1st. Here we're
There's
going into July.
There's a car, so there's somebody living here, to the best of your knowledge. Certified mail and regular mail? And certified mail was signed, it looks like?
No, it was
It
returned.
was returned.
Was returned.
That's a signature by somebody here in the city that they accidentally signed
Ah.
when it came back in.
Was the regular mail returned?
I believe so.
Do we have a picture of the Papa sheet? It's 515 South Congress Ave. Do we have a picture of the notice of violation address?
Is the address in the property appraiser's record the same as the home address?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Odd. Yeah, well, the city followed the rules, so not much I can do about that. All right, KCE 230500003, I make the following findings of fact and life. I notice is sufficient from the property violation 78-6, the missing number characters for the address. I'm going to give the respondent, I'm going to give him 21 days, and I'm going to lower the fine to $25 to be consistent. So 21 days or a fine of $25 per day may issue.
Number 18, 1642 44th Street, CE 230500017.
Good morning, Raphael Forrest, the Code Enforcement Officer for the City of West Palm Beach. This property was cited on 5/3/23. Service was accomplished by certified mail and regular mail sent on 6/7. Certified mail was returned on 6/13. In addition, both the property City Hall were posted on 6/7/23. This is an affidavit of posting the case. I have been in contact with the owner of the property. This property was cited for 18-106-B for excessive growth, 18-106-K for landscaping, 94-442-C-1 for grass, where vehicles were parked where the dead grass is, 94-482-A unpaved parking. Pretty much, as this morning, the property has not come into compliance. Therefore, the city is asking for an additional 30 days for them to come into compliance. If they don't come into compliance, then the city is asking for $100 until compliance is achieved.
Thank you very much. I know you mentioned the affidavit of posting, but I didn't catch it all. Officer Forrester, is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes.
And the photographs that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations that you've observed?
Yes.
In regards to all these outstanding alleged violations, can you just please tell us for the record what it is you've observed?
I observed the excessive grass pretty much throughout the whole property and even on the swell. Multiple vehicles parked on the property. Landscaping is not neat. It needs to be mowed. And you got trailers and commercial vehicles on there. Pretty much this property here continues to have more vehicles being parked on there every time I go by the property.
Okay, so you're seeing excessive grass and weeds over 6 inches in parts of the property, right?
Yes.
Okay, and the landscaping, the landscape maintenance 18106K, is there anything different about that than the excessive grass and weeds?
Well, the excessive growth and weeds were more about where the truck was parked around the trees.
Okay,
And then the landscaping is pretty much the grass and the swell area.
all right. And you're saying that also there's, because they're parking in areas they're not supposed to be, that the grass has died underneath and now they need to either sod or grass or put approved ground cover?
Correct.
Okay. And you're seeing multiple vehicles, you said parked on the property. Just for the record, are you seeing those vehicles parked on sod or grass in areas other than the driveway or where
Correct.
they're supposed to be parked?
Correct.
Okay. What is it, you have a prohibited vehicle. What is it that you observed?
The prohibited vehicle is, he uses it for his livelihood, so he parks it way on the other side. I have a feeling it's inoperable, but I can't prove that.
Okay, and so the prohibited vehicle, are we looking at that was the Ford truck or van?
No, the actual commercial vehicle, looks like a dog catcher's type
That
vehicle.
is,
Not that one right there.
that one, okay, so that's a Ford,
Not the Ford truck.
some type of a Ford truck, but it looks, yeah, like a dog catcher vehicle,
It's a commercial vehicle.
yeah. And,
And that trailer's no longer there. As I checked this morning, it's gone.
okay, and so that dog catcher type looking vehicle, that just can't be there at all? Can it be screened? Do you know?
I believe it can be screened.
Okay.
Oh, it's
Okay.
restricted, I'm
So it's
sorry.
complete, it has to be removed,
Strict-
right?
Yeah, it's a commercial vehicle. I don't think that can be stored even a screen. It's not, recreation vehicle can be screened.
Okay,
It's just a weird vehicle. I couldn't figure
Yeah.
out what it would be used for.
Well, whatever it is, it's clearly a commercial vehicle. That's not a residential vehicle.
and your most recent reinspection, it looks like was today?
Yes.
Okay, so you're still seeing all of these alleged violations outstanding?
You could tell they attempted to cut the grass and some of the overgrowth, but again, it looks like it's starting to overgrow again.
All right. And so you're asking for 30 days. Do you believe that's a reasonable amount of time within which to bring these alleged violations into compliance?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, and photographs and any and all other documents relied upon.
All right, without objection, I'll accept those documents and evidence as city's composite one. So you wanted 30 days?
Yes, sir.
Did you say you'd talk to this?
I did, and the owner is in the process of pulling a permit or speaking with planning and zoning to extend the driveway so they can maintain the tenants there. But at this point, I have not seen any movement on that.
All right. All right, KCE 230500017, to make the following findings of fact and law. If I notice is sufficient for the property in violation, 18106B, there is grass and weeds in excess of 6 inches. 18106K, the landscaping needs to be maintained in a healthy and neat appearance, which it does not. 9444C1, we need sod on the areas that have become just dirt. 94482A, you cannot park vehicles on unpaved surfaces, which they are doing. And 9442A8, commercial vehicle needs to be removed from the property. Respondent has 30 days to bring the property in compliance or a fine of $100 per name issue.
Number 19 is rescheduled, 1820 North Congress Avenue, number 108, CE 230500029. Number 21, 4391 Leicester Court, CE 230402227.
Good morning, City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance Officer Paul McFarland. On 525, the property at 4391 Lancaster Court was cited for a trash can placement. The property, as well as City Hall, was posted June 6th. Certified mail as well as regular mail was sent May 25th. Certified mail was received May 27th. As of yesterday, the trash can is still in view of the public. The funny thing about this property is that you can clearly see a camera. And every time I visit the property, it records, but yet no one has made the attempt to contact me so I can give them further directives. There's a fence directly next to the property where the trash can be stored, but it seems to me that they refuse to walk it a couple feet. With that being said, city's recommending 10 days to bring the property in compliance, or a fine of $50 a day until compliance is achieved.
Thank you very much. Is there an executed affidavit of posted in your file?
Yes, ma'am.
The photographs that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violation that you've observed?
Yes, ma'am.
And with respect to that trash can, you believe it's an alleged violation because it is out during dates and times that do not correspond with the pickup of trash, so it should be put away otherwise?
Yes, ma'am. The thing is, I give them ample opportunity to remove these trash cans when I get complaints of them. I don't send them a notice as soon as I observe it. I give them days, weeks, and there's no reason for them not to pick that trash can up.
And do you believe that 10 days is a reasonable amount of time for them to wheel that trash can back behind a screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any and all other documents relied upon.
Without objection, I'll accept those documents as evidence, the city's composite exhibit. So they were trying to hide it behind a tree
They always do.
instead of bringing it another 5 feet behind the fence?
I think, Magistrate, the thing is, I send these notices out to make contact with you. And a lot of times, we can hash these things out, so it doesn't have to come to code board. But a lot of times, people get that notice and it scares them off for some reason.
All right. Well, not much I can do about that. In case CE 230402227, I make the following findings of fact and law. If I notice is sufficient, I find the property in violation of 7434A1J. They have a trash can in public view on days when it's not supposed to be out. I'm going to give the respondent 10 days to come into compliance. I'm going to lower your fine amount to $25 per day if they don't come into compliance.
Number 22, 3821 Heath Circle South, CE 230500204.
Good morning, City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance Officer Paul McFarland. On May 17th, the property at 3821 Heath Circle South was cited for clean and sanitary, excessive growth, landscape maintenance, trim trees in the rear of property without hat racking, garbage can placement, landscaping of swales and parkways, and outdoor storage. As of yesterday, the property has come into compliance with the clean and sanitary, excessive growth with the grass. The landscape maintenance is still outstanding, but they are working towards getting it done. There's some trimming that has been done there, but still more needs to be done. The trash can placement has complied. The swelling of the, excuse me, the swales and parkways, there's still some areas that still require some sod. And the outdoor storage seems like that has been removed. But in the rear, it seems like some temporary fencing that's being stored. That's my concern. I have had no contact with the property owner. The property, as well as City Hall, was posted June 15th. Certified mail as well as regular mail was sent May 18th. Certified mail was received May 20th. As I stated, I had made no contact with the property owner. With that being said, city is recommending 30 days to bring the property into compliance, or $50 a day until compliance is achieved.
Thank you. Is there an executed affidavit of posted in your file?
Yes, ma'am.
The photographs that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations you've observed at the property?
Yes, ma'am.
And with respect to the remaining alleged outstanding violations, you mentioned landscape maintenance, swales and parkways, and outdoor storage. Can you just tell us a little bit more about what you observed at the property?
Okay, like I stated, there's portions of the swale that still have some bare areas. And as you can see, the rear of the property still needs some trimming. I can clearly see that the property owner is working to get things trimmed up. They've trimmed up that tree in the front. They've trimmed up one of the mango trees in the rear. My only concern is that some type of, it looks like temporary fencing to me, but I can't be 100% sure. It was on the ground. Now they raised it up. It needs to be removed. And that's what's remaining on the property.
Thank you very much. Do you believe that 30 days is a reasonable amount of time within which to bring these remaining alleged violations into compliance?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any and all other documents relied upon.
Without objection, I'll accept those documents and evidence as city's composite exhibit. So we're talking about landscape maintenance, the swell and parkway, and the outdoor storage.
Yes, sir.
All right. All right, case CE 230500204, I make the following findings of fact and law. If I notice is sufficient, find the property in violation of 18106K. The landscape maintenance, specifically the trees in the rear of the property, need to be properly trimmed. 7894C, it's 94442E, the swale needs to be properly maintained and sodded. And 9471C, the outdoor storage, specifically the temporary fencing in the rear of the property, needs to be removed. Property has 30 days to come to compliance or fine of up to $50 per day may issue.
Number 23 is complied, 4179 Afton Court, CE 2305026. Number 24, 4211 Crozet Court, CE 230509290.
Good morning, City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance Officer Paul McFarland. On May 23rd, the property at 4211 Crozet Court was cited for trash can placement and fence repair. The property was posted as well as City Hall on June 6th. Certified mail as well as regular mail was sent May 25th. Certified mail was returned June 26th. As of yesterday, the property has come to compliance with the trash can placement, but repairing of fence is still outstanding. With that being said, city's recommending 15 days to bring the property into compliance, or $50 a day until compliance is achieved.
Thank you. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes, ma'am.
The photographs that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations that you've observed at the property?
Yes, ma'am.
With respect to the remaining alleged violation for the fence, can you just please tell us for the record what it is you've observed?
Property owner has made an attempt to repair the fence, but they're not finished. It's not leaning anymore, so they have tacked it back up, but it's missing some slats. So, I mean, all they need to do is just go get one slat from Home Depot and slide it back in there, and it'd be good to go. So that's what's remaining.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. And for the record, we're talking about a brown wooden fence, is that accurate?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And have you had any contact with the owner or representative of the owner?
No, ma'am.
All right. And do you believe that 15 days is a reasonable amount of time within which to bring this remaining alleged violation into compliance?
More than enough.
Thank you very much. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any and all other documents relied upon.
Without objection, I'll accept those in evidence as city's composite exhibit. I'm sorry, I didn't hear on the garbage can. Is that still an issue or not?
No, they took care of that.
Okay.
It's
So
just a
that's
fence, as you can see.
So we're just talking about a slat on the fence,
Yes, sir.
and you wanted to give them 15 days,
Yep.
and you were seeking $50?
Yes, sir.
All right, case CE 230509290, make the following findings of fact and law. Find notice is sufficient. Find the property in violation 94302A4, specifically the brown fence, needs to be repaired by adding back some of the missing slats. I'm going to give the respondent 15 days to do that, or a fine of up to $25 per day may issue.
Thank you.
Number 25, 618 49th Street, CE 2303031.
City of West Palm Beach Code Officer Robert Watkins. This property was cited on March 21st. Certified mail was sent March 22nd. Certified mail was received on March 24th. City Hall was posted on March 30th. This property was cited for a certificate of use, business tax receipt, garbage can placement, numbering standards, outdoor storage, unpaved parking, sodding of swell and yard. Compliant violations were pretty much the garbage can placement, sodding of yard, sodding of the swell, numbering standards, the outdoor storage, the unpaved parking. Remaining violations are just a certificate of use and the BTR. The city is requesting 30 days at $100 per day after until appliance is achieved. I spoke with the new owners of the property. They were aware of everything they needed to do. It seems like they've done everything except for apply for the certificate of use with their business tax receipt and have their inspection done.
Thank you very much. I missed the amount of the fine.
$100 per day.
Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes, there is.
Does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes, it does.
Was the notice of violation posted at the property?
Yes, it was.
The photographs that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations that you've observed at the property?
Yes, it does.
Just for the record, with respect to the business tax receipt and COU, is this a rental?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And when you talked with the owner, they didn't object or otherwise argue with the fact that your evidence was that it was being rented?
No, they were aware, and I was aware because I remember the last owners from when I cited it before. They were a landscape company, and they rented it out to their employees.
Okay.
And I've seen the trucks and the usual vehicles gone. So when I looked it up, it was a brand new owner under an LLC.
As of this morning, have they submitted a rental license
No.
application? Okay. And do you believe that 30 days is a reasonable amount of time within which to bring these alleged violations into compliance?
Yes.
Thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any and all other documents relied upon.
Without objection, I'll accept those documents and evidence as city's composite exhibit. So we're just talking about the certificate of use and the business tax receipt?
Yes.
And everything else is in compliance?
Yes.
And you wanted to give them 30 days or $100 per day?
Yes, sir.
All right, in CE 2303031, I make the following findings of fact. The notified notice is sufficient from the property in violation of 2232A and 82144. Specifically, they need a certificate of use and a business tax receipt. Respondent has 30 days to bring the property in compliance or fine of up to $100 per day may issue.
Number 26 is complied, 731 50th Street, CE 2303032. Number 27, 649th Street, CE 230304441.
The City of West Beach Code Compliance, Robert Watkins. This property was cited on March 27th. Certified mail was sent March 29th. Certified mail was returned on April the 2nd. City Hall was posted on April the 4th. This property was cited for trash debris, clothes hanging, public view, fence maintenance, sodding of the yard area, outdoor storage, removal of appliance doors. Compliant violations were the clothes hanging in public, fence maintenance, sodding of the yard bare areas, and removal of appliance doors or appliance. Remaining violation are trash and debris and outdoor storage. This city is requesting 30 days at $100 per day after. I've spoke with the homeowner who advised me that it was complied and everything was removed, but as of doing several other inspections, the outdoor storage was still present along with the trash and debris.
Thank you very much. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes, there is.
Does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes, it was.
And was the notice of violation also posted at the property?
Yes, it was.
The photographs that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations that you've observed at the property?
Yes.
With respect to the remaining alleged violations, can you just please tell us for the record what it is you've observed?
There's several in-house objects outside, shovels, mops, brooms, several other handles and things with handles on them. When it comes to the trash and debris, there's just litter in the front yard, honestly.
Okay. And just for the record, the appliance that had been there, that has either been removed or
Yes,
the doors have been removed?
That's been removed.
Okay. And do you believe that 30 days is a reasonable amount of time within which to bring these alleged violations into compliance?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any and all other documents relied upon.
Without objection, I'll accept those documents and evidence as city's composite exhibit. So is the close issue gone now?
Yes, the clothing is gone as
All
well.
right, so it's clean and sanitary, the appliance is gone,
And
the
outdoor-
fence still needs repair?
No, they've repaired the fence.
Okay, they've repaired the fence, the landscaping,
It's taken care of.
taken care of. So we're just talking about the outdoor storage and the clean and sanitary.
Yep,
And you want to give them 30 days or $100 per day.
yes, sir.
All right, in case CE 230304441, I make the following findings of fact and law. If I notice is sufficient to find the property in violation of 18106A, that there is trash and debris along the property, and 9471C, that there is outdoor storage, including mop handles and other detritus. Respondent has 30 days to bring the property into compliance, or a fine of $100 per day may issue.
Number 5400 North Flagler Drive, CE 230304447.
City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance, Robert Watkins. This property unit was cited on March 27th, certified mail sent March 29th, certified mail was received March 30th, City Hall was posted April 4th. This unit was cited for clean and sanitary, equipment maintenance, exterminate pests, roaches, external doors, window screens, repair interior walls. Compliant violations were the repair interior walls, and exterior door and window screens. Remaining violations are the equipment maintenance, exterminate pests, roaches, clean and sanitary. I've spoke with the property manager as of yesterday. I went out to the unit. I had to wait on them to pretty much have a locksmith open the door. It seems like the tenant hasn't been there in a while, and they're going to need an additional, per the property manager, 30 days to complete the other items.
Thank you. Along with the 30 days, what fine are you seeking?
$100 per day after.
Thank you. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes, there is.
Does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes, it does.
Was the notice of violation also posted at the property?
Yes, it was.
Photographs that we've been reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations that you've observed?
Yes, it does.
With respect to the remaining alleged violations, can you just please tell us a little bit more about what you observed?
As I walked in, there were several roaches just going all along the wall, so those are for the exterminate pests. The clean and sanitary, it seems like the power had been off. You can see on the pictures there's it looks like the refrigerator, and it had defrosted, and there was just water all over the floor. And in the areas up under the sink that had been taken care of prior to this also still remained. When it came to the equipment maintenance, the hot water heater leaks, and a few of the images you can see the water sitting at the bottom started rusting it out of the hot water heater.
Okay. With respect to the extermination, are you also asking for a record of extermination be
Yeah, she
submitted to
usually
you?
provides it with every unit. There seems to be infestation with the building. So with every unit, she usually provides me that nozzle knolling has come out and what they've done. So we're pretty familiar with that one with this project manager.
Okay. Is there a particular unit number here?
This is B7.
B as in boy?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Do you believe that 30 days is a reasonable amount of time within which to bring these alleged violations into compliance?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including but not limited to the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, certified mailing documents, photographs, and any and all other documents relied upon.
Without objection, I'll accept those documents as evidence as city's composite exhibit. So the equipment maintenance is the water heater.
Yes, sir.
The clean and sanitary is that puddle on the ground?
It's the puddle on the ground. Up under the sink, it also leaks. To my knowledge, the tenant probably just vacated because of all the issues that were in that unit that weren't being taken care of at the time by the maintenance that was there. With the property manager there's two of them for the whole building. It seems like one does more work on response than the other, so they just switched to the other one now.
But to bring 18106 into compliance is to clean up the water spills, is that it?
Yeah, the water and also up under the sink where it was leaking as well, it was a part of the clean and sanitary. They haven't done either one yet, but that would definitely bring both of them into compliance.
Okay, and exterminate presumably is to get Nozzle Nolan or someone out there and
Yes, sir.
to perform extermination services. Okay. I don't blame the tenant for getting out. It doesn't look too nice, does it?
No, it's pretty bad.
All right, in case CE 230304447, I make the following findings of fact on life. I notice is sufficient. I find the property in violation of 18103I. Specifically, the water heater is in disrepair and needs to be repaired or replaced. 18106A, clean and sanitary. The leaks and area under the sink need to be cleaned and sanitized. 18106E, the property needs to have the pest exterminated. Respondent has 30 days to come into compliance or a fine of $100 per day may issue. I believe that's it for regular matters, right?
Yes.
Are we still scheduled at 11:30 for reduction? All right, so we'll adjourn till 11:30. All right, I hereby call this meeting back into order. This is the special magistrate for the city of West Palm Beach. This is the reduction hearing schedule. Cases are going to be heard in the order in which they appear on the agenda. Once you hear your case heard, go ahead and proceed to the podium on my right-hand side. The city will present the case first and its testimony and evidence, after which time I'm going to ask you to let me know what you are requesting and why I should grant it to you. It's important that you let me know specifically what you're requesting me to do and what the justification is for granting it, after which time I'll make a decision. This is a quasi-judicial hearing, which means the formal rules of evidence do not apply. However, all testimony is taken under oath under penalty of perjury. So if you're going to testify today, or you think you're going to testify, or there's a possibility you might testify, I'm going to ask you to stand and raise your right hand so I can swear you in. So anyone that's going to testify, do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be truthful and accurate under penalty of perjury under the laws of the state of Florida?
Yes, sir.
Please be seated. All right, city can call the first one.
2013 Dock Street, CE 2002069, 2013 Dock Street.
Good morning, Officer Williams, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. The property at 2013 Dock Street was originally cited in February of 2020 for fence repair, unpaved parking, outdoor storage, trash and debris, and trash can placement being in view of the property. These items were ordered on August 19th of 2020. The fine started September 21st, 2020, and it ran for 962 days for a total of $192,400. That fine was complied on, or excuse me, the violations were complied and the fines were stopped May 11th of 2023. It's under the same ownership, no extensive case history under his ownership. So the city is requesting 25% of that fine, which would be a total of $48,100.
Sir, can you tell me your name, please?
Good morning, sir. My name is MD Asfia.
I'm sorry, can you your name one more time, sir?
MD Asfia.
MD Asfia, sir, and you were the owner, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, so tell me what you're asking for and why I should grant it to you.
Say again.
So tell me what you were asking me to do and why I should do that.
First thing, I apologize all this happened with me. I bought the properties 2019. Then after that, I come to the city to update.
So why don't we just start with what you're asking me to do? What is it you were asking me to do?
I need whatever most possible reduction you can do for me, please.
You have to ask me for something. So specifically, what is it you're asking me to do?
I can afford at least 5,000 right now.
So you're asking me to reduce the fine from $192,400 to $5,000? Is that what you're asking me?
I can afford it right now because I working like little job and gas station. And
Well, that's a pretty substantial reduction. So tell me why I should do that.
I did not receive that notice. Then I did T9 did violation. I did not receive any of the notice, not even certified letter. So
So you're telling me you didn't receive the notice?
no, sir.
Officer, can you tell me how the notice was provided in this case?
So it looks like the regular and certified mail was sent out as well as the property was posted. And it was adjudicated
Where was the
August
mail sent to?
I gave you the pop-up sheet, I apologize,
Oh, that's okay.
to the address.
Was
on
it sent to
record.
the home address?
Yes, sir.
2215 Shoma Drive. Sir, is 2215 Shoma Drive, is that your home?
That's my resident address.
And so was the certified mail was sent to that address?
Yes, sir.
Was it signed?
It was signed, yes, sir. It's up there on the screen.
No. Sir, it looks like the notice was sent to your home address and it was signed for.
No, that's 2013. That address is not, this is my rental address. And I live in 2215.
Let's see what that says. I cannot see that.
So what am I looking at here? Is this 2215?
Does it have the address attached to it? It's probably one of those PDF scans.
Go back to the affidavit of posting and mailing. What does it say? The previous one. Oh, yeah.
Was there 2 affidavit of postings, so they did it twice? Yeah. Okay. I think it was the very next one, too. Yep. What about, well, that was in August, so we posted it twice.
Check the last 2 on the list. We trying to figure out where the notice was sent to. It looked like it was sent to.
Do you need to see the pop?
The problem is we don't know what the address on Papa was at the time of the violation.
Sir, while they're looking that up, let me ask you, were you aware of any of these violations happening on this property, including the need for a rental license?
You asked me?
Yes.
When I bought this property, the realtor, he said, so you don't have to do anything. So that's my lack of knowledge. I'm sorry, I did not, they did not give me that knowledge to, like, I have to have a rental license. It was not a big deal for me to do that. So I'm apologize for these things. I did not know this. So I have that rental license now.
I mean, it looks like, I mean, one thing is clear, they posted the rental property, but I'm guessing you're gonna say that, that you weren't living there.
Special Magistrate, we're bringing up an additional address. If you just give us one more moment.
Sir, did you ever live on Dock Street?
Second?
Did you ever live on Dock Street?
No, I live in 2215 Shuma Drive, been 2018.
Special Magistrate, we've got up on the screen the tax appraiser's website, and I think the statute allows not only the...
So take a look at that on the screen. Tell me, are you familiar with that residence?
It's his rental property.
That's rental property, yes.
Is that, do you own that home or that apartment?
No.
213 Dock Street, apartment A?
Second?
This 213 Dock Street, apartment A, do you own that?
I own this.
Yeah.
That's for rental.
Was this the address that Papa had listed?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, it's not, okay. The current address for Papa does not list this address. It lists where he's saying he lives,
Yeah, the Shoma. Yeah.
but
Back then, this was the address that was
the
listed.
address on record.
but, you know, the statute allows us to send to the address used by the tax appraiser or the property appraiser. Excuse me.
So the city sent the notice to this address because this was the one that was in Papa at the time of the violation.
Correct.
Am I understanding that correctly?
Correct.
All right, do you understand what the city is saying? The city is saying that the notices went to this address that in this apartment that you own because that was the address that was listed in the property appraiser's records at the time that the violation occurred. Does that make sense?
Yeah, okay, yeah, so that's the reason I did not get the letter. So if I know that I did, like, I have a violation, I'm not gonna be here today.
All right, I'll tell you what I'm willing to do
I
here.
apologize for everything.
I believe you didn't get the notice, though the city did follow its requirements under the law. I'll reduce it to the equivalent of a 10%, which would be $10,000. How much time do you need to pay?
You know, I work in the gas station right now, so it's not that much money I make it. So it's gonna take a little bit time,
How much time do you need?
at least 6 months. I had a business and after COVID, I lost that business. Now I'm working.
That's fine. I'll give you 180 days. We'll reduce it from 192 to 10.
Okay, it's fine. Thank you, appreciate.
Here's a copy of the order.
Thank you. Thank you,
You're welcome.
sir.
Good luck.
Thank you, everybody, okay? Thank you. Appreciate.
Case number 2-1530 39th Street, CE 2106023.
Officer Williams, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. The property at 1530 39th Street was cited on June 17th. Give me one second, let me double June 17, 2021, for a rental license violation. No rental license or certificate of use was found on the property. The fine was adjudicated, or excuse me, the case adjudicated on August 18th of 2021. The fines were ordered to start September 20th, 2021. They ran for 408 days for a total of $81,600. That was complied on November 2nd, 2022. It's the same owner. Again, no significant case history against the property or the owner. So the city requests 25% of the loan, or the lien, excuse me, for a total of $20,400.
Ma'am, can you tell me your name, please?
My name is Nadine Bleaching.
And what is your relation to the owner, Spice Island Inc.?
Yes, sir.
Do you own that company?
Yes, sir.
All right, so what are you asking me for, and why should I grant it to you?
So I'm asking for a reduction of $2,000 today. Reason being, I did not get a notice, and I was not in violation, as I am the same person, Nadine Lyda. That was my married name, and now I'm using the name Bleaching.
All right, so you have two justifications. You say you didn't receive notice, and the second is that you weren't in
No.
violation.
Yes, I became aware of the violation after I called for a previous violation that was for the tarp that was on the roof. That was when I became aware that there was a violation. So I called.
Okay, well, let's do these one at a time.
Mhm.
So, how was notice accomplished here?
Yes, Magistrate, same way. Regular and certified mail was sent out, as well as the property posted.
And was the certified mail signed for?
I did not get a mail.
Yes, sir. Looks like it was signed by someone at the same mailing address.
Was it sent to the address of the violation?
It was sent to the mailing address listed in Papa, the 4199 North Haverhill Road.
Ma'am, is that your home, 4199 North Haverhill?
That's where I used to live.
That's where you used to live?
Yes.
Okay, well, somebody there signed for it, so it looks like the notice was appropriate. Do you not remember getting this notice?
No, sir. I've been living at 1530 since 2019.
And presumably the property was posted? Who's at the property at, in question here, at 1530 39th Street?
I am.
You were renting that property, or you weren't renting
No,
it?
I'm living at the property.
So you live there now?
I've been living there since 2019. I no longer live at 419 and North Haverhill.
All right, so you moved to this property in 2019. When was this violation?
This violation is for non-rental.
This violation is from June of 2021, sir.
Ma'am, sorry, are you telling me that you were living at this property at the time that the city cited you for renting it?
Yes, sir.
Do we know what the city's basis to believe this was rented was?
I'm not sure. The case was adjudicated on August 18th, 2021.
Who was the magistrate? Was it me?
Can you pull up the magistrate's order?
Because I always ask. It was me.
Special magistrate, the city would indicate that statutory notice was followed. We used the property appraiser's address. The notice of violation reflects that same address. There is no returned mail, not even returned regular mail.
Yeah, no, the notice issue appears to be okay. So you were living at the, what would have led the city to believe that the property was being rented, do you believe?
The utility bill, I think.
It's listed under someone else's name.
Can I present this?
Sure.
Yeah. So what am I looking at here? Besides the articles of incorporation for her corporation?
Sorry about that.
So is this a business address or a residential address?
That's the address I was when I opened the business, but I should have changed when I moved to 1530, which I did not, so.
So 1530 39th Street is the business address for your Spice Island business?
It is now, because I just changed it, because I should have changed it when I moved 2019. So I have a name.
I'm really confused about what happened here.
All right, my previous name was Lida, my married name, which is also on my utility. So after my married name change, it changed to Bleaching, which was updated with the business, but the address was not changed.
So when did the business operate at this address?
Well, the business, it's not like the business is being operated. I use that address to sign up for a business.
So the business never operated at this address?
No, no business.
No, it's a rental license, but the corporation owns the property.
Right.
And she's, probably a officer of the corporation type deal, yeah.
Thank you.
So this has been your home since 2019?
Yes, sir.
So when they posted it on the door, You didn't get that?
I did not get that. I got two, one from Mr. McFarlane and one from Miss Valerie. That's the only two. How I became aware of that one is when I got the one for the tarp. When I called to find out what's the step I need to take or to explain why the tarp was there, I was told that there is also a violation.
Okay, well, I'm not going to worry about the tarp right now. That's a different case. So presumably, I'm guessing the city cited this because there was a person's name on the utility and a corporation's name on the ownership, so that seems like a rental, right?
Right.
Is that how the city got there?
Yeah, I'm not familiar with the original case, Magistrate, I'll be honest with you. That was a different code officer.
My previous name was Lida, which is on the utility. My now name is Bleaching.
But I know usually with cases like that, there's usually some type of
tell you what I'll do.
signage or someone at the property that identifies himself as the tenant.
Yeah, this is confusing to me. I'm not exactly sure what happened here, but I'll tell you what, I'll take your offer. I'll reduce it to $2,000 payable within 60 days.
Thank you, sir.
I'm going to give you this order. Thank you.
All right, thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, there being no further business before us, this meeting is hereby adjourned.